How about anybody that has tummy muscles? Anybody? Tummy muscles? There you go. James, you're the man today. And I have to look at my book because you guys know, I told you this, I take care of little kids. My little kids, they have little like bally bellies with no tummy muscles, so I don't do all this. I'm like, can they sit up by themselves? Yes. So I have to use my book to go through all right, for the sake of, okay, I'm going to just leave that right there. If that's uncomfortable, deal with it.
It's uncomfortable.
All right, that would be rough handling, I would think, during a practice. You just take your patient and drag them down there, then you can see it all. It's fine. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to assess lumbar flexion and we're going to assess the upper abdominals. All right. So basically, what's going to happen for the first, for grades of trace, poor, and fair, the patient is going to have their arms down to the side. All right. What you're going to do, you're just going to ask them to lift their head up by flexing their neck. You're going to put your hands on their tummy, and depending how much they come up off the table, what part of them comes up off the table, determines the grade that they're actually going to kind of give you the grade that they're doing. Kind of like when they do plantar flexion, right, Ryan? Do plantar flexion. The patient's actually giving you the grade based on the number of repetitions that they perform. So Ryan's an expert. He's the go-to guy. All right. So arms stay at the side. If the patient is able to, okay. So if they're able to get their head up off the plinth, but everything else stays on, okay, then they're going to get a grade of 4. If their inferior border of the scapula clears the plinth, thank you, very nice. Then they'll have a grade of fair. Trace would be the same thing. If they try and get their head up, but nothing happens, but you can feel a palpable contraction, it would be a trace. Now, for them to have a grade of good or normal, you're going to ask them to put their arms across their chest. Thank you. And then you're going to ask them to come up. Is it knees bent or knees bent? Sorry, guys. Knees bent. All right. So same thing. It's just you're going to have their knees bent and arms to the side. Or no, just for trace, poor, and fair. Okay. Then when you're going to assess good or normal, again, it's how much of the scapula comes up off the table. So you're going to ask them to come up into a sit-up as much as they can, good, and come down. All right. So for good, the inferior border of the scapula is going to come up off the table. Okay. And then for good, and then for normal, the hands are going to go above the head, and they're going to do the same thing. And so good is going to be hands across the chest. Normal is going to be hands above the head, behind the head, and you're going to ask them to come on up again. You can go up as far as you can. As long as the inferior border of the scapula comes off the plinth, that's how you're going to grade them. Okay? Simple. Does that make sense? So for trace, poor, and fair, knees bent, hands at the side, a different portion of the scapula is going to come up, and part of the scapula is going to come up, then the inferior border of the scapula is going to come up based on those grades. Then for good, hands across the chest, inferior border of the scapula has to come up. For normal, hands behind the head. As them do sit up, good, inferior border comes up. Good? Any questions about that?
So you don't want to like support their feet or anything, right?
Nope, just
okay.
like you just left them be.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So that's for upper abdominals. Okay, so your palpation is not going to be here. Your palpation is going to be just above the, I say above the belly button, kind of above the belly button as well. Okay. This one always sounds a little tricky, so I'm going to just, all right. Now, this is kind of where we start to get into having a little bit of fun, because we're going to ask you guys to do a pelvic tilt. You've probably done one before, but never realized it, and a lot of you guys are going to say, I can't do a pelvic tilt. Can any of you guys do a pelvic tilt? Do you know that you can do a pelvic tilt? Yes. You don't know what that means? Okay. So this is going to be a good time. Okay. You're going to ask your patient to do a pelvic tilt, which means you're going to ask them to bring their ASIS back. And what I like to do is show them. There, just like that. Keeping your booty down, right? You're just going to tuck in. And down. Good. Ta-da! She did it. All right, that's going to be the hardest part of this whole section, is getting people who've never done a pelvic tilt before to do a pelvic tilt. Okay, it's not, once you get it, but it's just the instruction. And we will come up with about 15 different ways to teach you. Tell them to squish their belly button in, tell them to do this, tell them to do that. Yeah, put your flat, put your hands under there and push your hands into my back. Perfect. So you're gonna have to, it's gonna be hard. You guys are you'll get it, but probably a lot easier than your patients will. Probably one of the toughest things that you teach your patients. Okay. So that's what you're gonna do with that. So you want your patient to do a pelvic tilt. So that's for a grade of 0, trace, or 4. I have to look at it this way. So depending on what they do, how well they do it, that's how you're gonna grade them. So if they can do a complete pelvic tilt with their feet flat, okay, they can do the complete, and you actually see their pelvis moving, you're gonna have a 4. For a trace, it's gonna be the same thing. You won't see movement of the pelvis, but you'll feel the lower abdominals contract. Okay. For 4, you'll actually see them do the pelvic tilt. For fair, this one is always this kind of new to me, Joel. So if you would be so kind to help me, because I know this is your thing. I'm gonna ask Joel, because Joel does this.
If they can stay like that. If they can't, then they can hold the top of the table to get a little bit of leverage. But you don't want them really lifting. The point of it is that their knees are not coming past the 90-degree mark, so their hips are flexed to 90, and you want them to keep it there. If they're doing this, then they're compensating, right? So you want the knees to stay parallel like that, so the hip is parallel, it's flexed at 90 degrees, legs are relaxed here, and you're asking him to do that same pelvic tilt, but when you do a pelvic tilt there, we'll flatten the back of my hand. See how he moves his knees? You want that to happen and observe the sacrum, or the buttock really, the bottom of his back and buttock and sacrum, to lift off the table. So he's actually doing almost like this, okay? But all he's accomplishing is really flattening his back. But what everyone's gonna do is to flex their knees up, because it's easier to shorten the lever arm, right? So the knees have to stay like that. You can't let them come past parallel, and then you're gonna try and flatten your back and lift your sacrum off the table. Keep your head flat. You can hold onto the table. Give yourself a little leverage. You can hold onto the table. So he flexes his knees, right? So if he can't do it, then what do you think happens? With multiple cueing and he can't accomplish it. So he's not of that grade, right? So then he would be at that grade, which would just be 4, right? But you can try and cue them, right? Now keep your knees here. Try and lift your buttock off the table. Keep your head down. Okay. Try and don't let your knees move. Do it again. You got it. That's good.
It's a good ab exercise.
But it's a difficult move to teach people because nobody really moves like that on their own. You know, it's a very isolated movement. And for repetitions, you're going to go good and normal. So 4 to 6 times is good, and 10 is normal. All right. So they cannot be doing this. When everyone does reverse curl-ups, everyone does this in the gym, which is 1, not good for your back, and 2, not the correct way to test lower abdominal MMT. So make sure that he stays in that position. All right. If he doesn't, then you're not doing anything wrong. They just don't have that strength. You can't cue them enough times. They can't get it. Then it's poor or whatever they end up being before that. Okay.
Thank you, Joel. Joel is like this is.
That's why I was
your
next to
thing,
model.
that's why. Because he's so good at it. But that's what you guys are gonna work on next.